I'm teaching myself how to build a Pomodoro clock, and now I have a little bit of experience with electronics. In this episode, I'll be learning how to set up the e-paper display and build a basic UI for this project. So let's get started and unbox that display. And here's me plugging in all the cords to it. I had to redo it like 4 times because I couldn't figure out how to do it or where one of the cords went. And here's all the connections I made. You got a hello world. So I wanted to jump right in with displaying things on this e-paper display, and I decided to create a basic Pomodoro timer with working time and break time, which is kind of what I want to do with this whole project. So I definitely need a plan on what each screen is going to look like, and I'm using Figma, which I've used in college, so I'm kind of familiar with it, but you can also draw out a plan like I did here on my iPad. And here's my little mock-up. I also wanted to add something so it wasn't like all just plain and boring, so I decided to add some Pokemon. Now I'm just moving everything to VS Code. I think it's just a lot easier to upload to GitHub and keep everything organized that way. This should be a little prototype to the start screen once it writes. Okay, we're missing the first one, but that's a start, I guess. Now I'm making them a little more accurate to my Figma sizes. So bitmapping is basically telling the computer what each individual pixel should be, and I had to take the sprites, the images, and convert them into bitmaps and then play around with settings a lot. Alright, 10th time is the charm. Dang it. Oh wait, no, it's him. It really is him. Just backwards. And I only showed a few of my mistakes, but I made a lot, and here's the final product. Now I'm making the screen for the timer. This is just going to be a static screen for the moment, and then I'm going to implement the timer in a second. And for now, I'm just having it automatically switch screens after a few seconds. And now implementing the actual timer, I had the most trouble with the refresh rate. I don't know what was happening, but it was really slow and showing a lot of ghosting. And I was just staring at the code for so long, but I went to bed, and then the next day I looked at it with fresh eyes and I fixed it somehow. Okay, so I got the basic buttons down. So this changes what you're selecting. This starts as select. This is the glitchy part here. Since I'm updating the screen every second and it's being redrawn, it's not looking for inputs from the buttons. Okay, so I updated it so it only goes every minute, just because I didn't know how else to do with the buttons, but it should make it easier to cycle through, hopefully. Yes. I updated it, so the sprites changed on the work screen, so now it's pip-up. So the break screen was pretty much just the same thing as the work screen, so it was pretty easy to implement, just changing the numbers and checking if you're on a break or not. I have a new friend. Hello. And here I'm just showing what it looks like once the timer ends, and you have to switch it over manually. Now I implemented the pause screen, so let's just go here and pause is selected, so let's do that. I haven't checked if these stats are right yet, but I'm gonna do that, and I'm also gonna get rid of the button in the top middle, and then resume goes back here. Here's that updated, and resume. perfect. And now here's the final product with what I designed in the beginning next to it, and I think it's pretty good. And I think the only thing I didn't add that was in my design was the time, since I'm not sure I want that on this anymore. Thank you guys so much for watching, and in the next episode, I'll be figuring out how to put this all together so it looks like an actual product. My dad has a 3D printer, so I can use that to print out a casing for it, but I really want to try to avoid soldering. So if you guys have any tips or tricks or suggestions, please let me know, because the wiring is going to be a mess, I feel like. I'm also thinking of getting a rotary encoder instead of using the 2 push buttons that I have now, since I think that'll be a little cleaner looking. So I'll have to order that. And this video obviously took a lot longer than I showed. I made a lot of mistakes. I tried to show those as much as I could, since honestly that's most of the journey, is making these mistakes and figuring out how to fix them. I was also a little sick, so if my voice sounds weird, that is why. Thank you guys so much again for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode. Oh god, my dog's going crazy. This should have a start screen looking thing. Oh dear. Oh dear. Let me just stop that whole thing. What are you doing? What do you think?